Alright, let's discuss briefly how I structure my folders. Let's assume that this folder is on your hard drive and it holds your tattoo designs. Double click on here. And the regular structure for my folders are, I have the folder with the tattoo designs. I will create a new folder within the tattoo designs, which I will give the client's name. Let's call it John Doe. This is the name of my client. Right click, create another folder, which we're gonna call Resources. In this folder, we put all the images and references, whatever we found, like a mood board, we can put into this resource folder. So whenever we come back to this client, or maybe to a different project which has a similar design, a similar style to it, we can always look into the resources folder, which gives us a trace of how we came up with, in this case, John Doe's tattoo design idea. Another important file I'm gonna add to the folder structure is an empty text document. Let's save this real quick, calling it John Doe Design Notes. And there we can, for example, talk about the body part, the placement, and design idea. Let's say, for example, you had already a briefing with your client and you know already the design elements. Or if you just create a wanna do and you make a couple of important notes for the design, which you can access later whenever you're ready to tattoo the design. Let's save this by Command S. Put it into the folder structure. Another thing we're going to add to the folder structure is a tattoo design template. Let's take, for example, this arm. I make a right click, copy, right click, paste item. It's important that you make a new copy of the original file, because otherwise you're going to overwrite the original template, and this can become quite annoying later on down the line. So let's close this folder here or minimize it. Now you can see we have John Doe Design Notes. We have the actual body part, which we call John Doe Design, and the resources folder. The reason why I'm so adamant to create this entire folder structure and to have the client's name popping up all the time is that at any given moment, I can always use the search bar or up here and search for a particular client, and I will find all the image material in the resources folder I used. I will find the actual tattoo design and whatever notes. I can even leave notes for multi-day projects, what kind of inks I used during the tattoo process while shading it. This will go all into the design notes. Because I'm German, Ordnung muss sein, there must be order, and it will help you down the line the more tattoo projects you're going to accumulate. Let's say we have John Doe, we have Jane Doe, and so forth and so on, until you have an entire folder with hundreds and hundreds of clients over time. And by having these resources folders, you kind of start creating your own collection. You will start to create so much image material that at one point you have like a library, and that will make your workflow way faster and way more efficient for all future projects. Another thing I can highly recommend you is to use for your tattoo design folder a cloud service. There's multiple out there, from Apple, from Google, from Dropbox. It doesn't matter, whatever works the best for you. If you keep all your tattoo designs always synced in the cloud, then whatever happens during the tattoo session, let's say your computer crashes and you need to borrow another computer, you can always access all your tattoo designs, because you don't want to be in the situation you have to start tattooing and then your computer doesn't work or something happens and your design is only on this malfunctioning computer. When you use a cloud service, you just log in online, load it on whatever USB stick or whatever you need, print it out, and can work regardless. That actually happened to me a few times in the past, and it was so helpful by having everything backed up with a cloud service. After we discussed now my folder structure, we're gonna move over to the next video where I give a couple of resources where you can find picture material to use them in your own designs.